Hey guys, Ivan here with the old collabs, and this video we're gonna start with not much of an update really, but rather a photo of Roelly Winklaar where he's tying his shoelaces, I guess. And here you can see the size of this guy. I mean, right now he is absolutely enormous. He's really big. A couple of weeks ago when we saw the last post of him, he didn't look this big, so he regained the fullness that he is known for. And we're going to talk about his chances at the Mr. Olympia. So, many people actually signed him off because last time he was a bit off. He was quite a bit off. But he was off at the Mr. Olympia. Did you see him the way he looked 1 week before that Mr. Olympia 2019? Well, let me show you this madness. This is insane. Take a look at this. Wow, like, in my opinion, personally, like, I really believe that if he showed up like this at the Mr. Olympia, I think he would have won the show. Not maybe just like this, but if he dehydrated on top of this, that would be it really. Like, he's in a really good shape and he's probably bigger than, I'm sure he's bigger than anybody at the Mr. Olympia stage. He's one of the biggest bodybuilders in the world right now. He's so freaky and he looks conditioned here. So I don't know what was the mistake. I think he talked about some hamstring injury. I think he tore his hamstring, but I don't know how bad the problem was because he was able to compete, so I'm sure it wasn't that big of an issue. Chris Bumstead tore his hamstring 3 weeks before the Mr. Olympia. Dorian tore his triceps, but really tore it 3 weeks out and still came conditioned. So I don't think that was really the issue. Maybe it troubled him psychologically, and that's why. But I think there is something else. I think they just missed the mark somehow because take a look at this. This is freaking insane. This is really good shape. And Roelly Winklaar, you guys know, he's a really good bodybuilder. Like, he has been improving year after year. Take a look at his back. It wasn't this good a couple of years ago. It was not. It was a really bad back. Now he improved it. He improved it significantly. And in that lat spread, he looks absolutely insane. That back lat spread of Roelly is one of his best poses, probably. And this one as well. This was one of his biggest weaknesses. He had a bubble gut, horrible bubble gut. He fixed it. Now he has probably the most beautiful midsection up there. Seriously. Like, these abs are looking super symmetrical and really well shaped genetically. And he can get really dry. So it really looks amazing. And take a look at the conditioning right here. When he flexes his chest and arms and everything. He was conditioned. For a guy of this size, with this fullness, this kind of separation, this is insane. This is really, really good. So I actually predicted him winning the Mr. Olympia 2019 before it happened. I really thought so. I really thought that's gonna happen. Apparently it didn't, but I thought because everything seemed like he's gonna do it. This is him, 2018 Mr. Olympia, where he took third, beating all of the top guys except for Heath and Shawn Rhoden. So he was able to beat Brandon Curry, Bonek, Big Ramy, and so many other guys. So when he is on, he's a dangerous bodybuilder. Take a look at his freak. He's truly a freak, a monster, one of the freakiest bodybuilders today. So if he was able to dominate this lineup, this heavy lineup, if he was able to beat Bonek when he was on, Bonek was maybe not conditioned as he can be sometimes, but he was pretty much on. It wasn't an off version of Bonek. Bonek is never off, really. Brandon was on as well, but he was smaller than he is right now. And I'm sure Roelly made some progress in these 2 years as well. I'm sure he was training hard and he probably improved his back. He has been improving it ever since. So we'll see what happens in a couple of, maybe a little bit more than a couple of weeks, but in about a month and a half, 6 weeks or so. We'll see what happens, but guys, I have Heath winning. I'm pretty sure he's going to win it. But what about that second place? It's probably going to be Brandon, but could it be Roelly? I think it's a possibility. If not, I think Roelly's going to be third. Yeah, I'm going to make a separate prediction video, but that's where I have Roelly right now. And I'm sure he can surprise us if he comes super conditioned with this freakiness. That can be ridiculous. Alright, so since I mentioned Brandon Curry, there is a video that Brandon actually uploaded on his channel. Brandon Curry All Access, that's the name of the channel. This is just him training 7 weeks out of Mr. Olympia, so it's 7 weeks rather than 6, but it's been posted a couple of days ago, so it's more like 6.5 weeks right now. And here you can get the idea of what he looks like right now. And the Brandon is one of those guys that kind of grow into the show, kind of not really grow, but improve, if you know what I mean. He keeps getting just fuller and freakier, and he doesn't lose any size. He does not get smaller. He's always in pretty good shape. He's always in good shape, and so here you can see he looks bigger, I think, than last year. I can't tell for certain, but it seems like he grew, and that's what he has been doing year after year since we know about Brandon Curry. So it wouldn't be too crazy to think about it. Take a look at his back. It reminds me of Ronnie Coleman. It's the similar size, I think. I mean, comparing waist to shoulder ratio and the thickness of those lats. And now take a look at this most muscular. Take a look at the size of those arms and the thickness that these arms have. Like, those are really big, round, full-looking arms. So he's going to bring the size and the 3D and everything like that. He's going to be bubbly as hell. And now, of course, the only question is, how will his legs look? And that's the biggest question. And I think as soon as we get Phil Heath's update on his abdomen, that's when we're going to get an update of Brandon's legs. And those guys have those two flaws. But I think, I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure that Phil Heath is going to fix his stomach. And Brandon is going to come maybe with a little bit fuller legs, but still not big enough and not big enough to beat Phil Heath. I think Brandon is going to look insane, his best ever. Most likely second place, but to beat Phil Heath, who has enough time to recover, who had a complicated surgery before 2018 Mr. Olympia, and then had another proper surgery right afterwards, and had 2 years, guys, 2 years to recover. That's a good Phil Heath, and Phil Heath would not come back if he wasn't certain that he's gonna win. If he loses against Brandon, that would make Brandon one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. And I don't think he is that good, and Phil Heath knows that, and Phil wouldn't risk it. So again, I think Phil Heath is winning this year's Mr. Olympia. Brandon Curry is going to be probably second place. What do you guys think? Alright, so next we have a video, a footage of Big Ramy posing. It's a new video. I haven't seen this one before. So that makes me believe that it is recent. And based on his beard and the way he looks, he does not look younger than he is right now. And this is the kind of shape that I expect him to be at. I don't know where this page found this footage. Maybe Big Ramy just sent it to them. I don't know, maybe he didn't want to post it on his IG because it's not the best quality footage. These guys posted it. I'm not sure how recent this is. Nobody really can be sure except for Big Ramy and whoever filmed this video. Here you can see that he looks good. He looks big, but like that's something we know. He's the biggest guy ever in bodybuilding. Nobody has ever looked like this. Nobody has been this size. Nobody was this freaky ever. So he has that going for him. His track record with conditioning, however, shows that he's probably not going to be in shape when it comes Mr. Olympia. But, you know, he was in shape. He was in solid shape in 2017 Mr. Olympia, where he took second. So, me personally, I'm an optimist. I believe that Phil Heath is going to fix his stomach. I believe that Brandon is going to have better legs. And I also believe that Big Ramy is going to be in good conditioning. I have to believe it. It is a possibility. Come on, guys. Don't just give up on bodybuilders like that. And if he does that, if he fixes it, that's going to be lights out. Like, it was similar with Akeem Williams. We weren't sure if he's going to win it because he never really comes in shape. And Justin Rodriguez was in really good shape. But Akeem figured it out, finally. After so many years, he was conditioned. Well, why Big Ramy can't do it? I think he can, and I think he will. And if he does, this is a super exciting Mr. Olympia because I have no idea who's going to place where. If he fixes the condition, if he comes super tiled in, he can win the show. He can be second, he can be third. If he doesn't, he can be still in top 6, I think, but not less than that. Anyway, super exciting Mr. Olympia. I have no idea what's going to be the placement, but if Big Ramy brings the shape, everybody knows this, I think he will do it. If he does it, he is going to be in the run for that first spot, for the Sando. What do you guys think? Can he do it? Alright, so here we have an update of somebody who people didn't really talk about too much lately, and I was a huge fan of this guy since ever. I just didn't want to post too many posts of him because not many people actually care much about the guys who are not like top Olympia levels and are not controversial in any way, who don't have like super interesting social media, and that's James. So I mean, he's doing great with his social media if you ask me. He does these podcasts, he makes good videos of himself training like a hardcore bodybuilder that he is, and I like that personally, but it's maybe not the best thing for the general public. Anyways, this guy, he is a freak. He is a monster. Like, take a look at the size of those legs, for example. I believe that's his strongest asset. The legs are looking absolutely insane, and no wonder why. He is like wrapping 7 plates on a squat. I don't know, for like, I don't know, 10 reps, maybe even up to 10, 8, 10. I'm not sure exactly, but like 7 to 8 plates, he's doing reps with that. So that's pretty freaking impressive. It's insane. And take a look at the maturity and the graininess that he has. He has that graininess that's something similar to what Branch Warren had. People are comparing him to Branch Warren because he is kind of similar to him, but like bigger and taller, bigger, yeah, and maybe a little bit more aesthetic. Anyways, no bubble gut on his physique. His waist looks tucked in, proper waist, good midsection. Look at the glutes right now. Take a look at his glutes. Freaking insanely thick. The only problem on his physique that I see really is his back. It's a thick back, don't get me wrong, but the details in that lower back are not really that prominent. And overall, he's holding a lot of water in the back area, or maybe it's just thick skin, whatever that meant, but it doesn't look super dry for whatever reason. Maybe he's going to fix that. I hope he will in the future. Other than that, maybe the shape of his arms is not exactly the way I prefer it, but everything else, this guy is a freak, and he's going to win British Grand Prix in 2 days from now. I'm sure he will. And then he's going to, if he can travel to the States and compete at Mr. Olympia, he's going to be in top 10, I believe so. Alright, next we have a physique update of Wesley Vissers. It's his back, it's a twisted back shot, and he looks absolutely outstanding in this one. Take a look at the size of that back. He really improved it. He really worked on that V-taper. The back looks much thicker. I think he worked on that specifically. I think he was talking about the way his back is not his best body part, and he worked on that, and it looks much better. And the shoulders, that's a dominant muscle group for him. He knows that. I don't think he trains his shoulders too much. He apparently worked on his back, and he improved it. There is a caption that I found very interesting, and I wanted to read it to you guys, so let's read it. He says, "I have a feeling that last off-season I have finally developed enough to showcase my personal vision of what I think classic bodybuilding is all about." So he thinks that he finished his work pretty much in terms of development. He thinks so. Having enough mass should simply not be overlooked in classic physique. So you need to be big, in classic physique as well. You want to show dominance as well as class when you're on stage. Of course, I am far from done, but it does feel good to see clear progress as a bodybuilder. So he's not finished when it comes to probably detailing his physique, but when it comes to development, he thinks he is finished. And also, very important thing that he says here is, and yes guys, conditioning is something I take very serious. My aim is to see never before seen details on my physique come Mr. Olympia. So that's the most important thing that I wanted to see. Yeah, it's great. He developed his physique enough. He's going to work on it more, and he believes that it's going to be, that the classic physique is about the mass as well as the class. But that's really not that relevant when it comes to him. Conditioning is something that he was really lacking these past couple of seasons, and he's going to work on that. He takes it seriously. Hopefully he will bring it for once, and he's going to look absolutely amazing if he does that, because he has everything else. Can't wait to see him on stage. Guys, remind me, I can't really remember, when did he qualify for the Mr. Olympia? Or is he qualified already? Is he going to try to qualify in the future? I don't know how many shows are left, how many opportunities does he actually have to qualify if he hasn't already. I can't really remember. When did he do it? Did he do it? Remind me down below in the comment section. There is a new update of the winner in Classic Physique. Somebody who is Wesley gonna probably attempt to beat maybe someday. But definitely somebody who he should be looking up to, because this is the Classic Physique at its best, pretty much. Like, this is what we were looking for, and we found it. I think that's Chris Bumstead. Right now, he's in his off-season. I mean, not really. He started his prep, but he's still pretty chubby. And that's the thing with his physique. He looks off, not ready for the stage, like 2 weeks out. And then in the final week, when he dehydrates, finally, he just changes so fast. And he looks, as a winner, and he wins shows. So here you can see this side chest. His chest looks really thick. Like, that's not a small chest. That's what Wesley was talking about. It's about the mass as well as the class. So he has both, and he was one of the bodybuilders who always believed in classic. And there is an interview, as he says right here, on Fouad Abiad's podcast. I started watching it. I think I watched half of it. I'm gonna finish it for sure. I'm watching Fuad's podcast every time I eat a meal, which is like 6-7 times a day right now. So you guys go ahead and check it out. You're gonna probably find out some things about Chris that you didn't know, because Fuad has really good questions, and I love those podcasts. Anyways, that's a physique update of Chris Bumstead. And there is another physique update I want to show you as well, and it is Peter Molnar. Honestly, I'm not sure how recent this post is, how recent this photo update is, but Chris Asito posted it, so it probably means he's coaching Peter Molnar here, and he says, the remarkably classic physique of Peter Molnar. This kid is chiseled, round, and has near perfect symmetry for classic. Reminds me of hybrid of Barry DeMay and Bob Paris. So, and also he says Dragon Slayer just chomping him to get him to Boca. So it means Flex Lewis in his gym. And as you guys know, Flex Lewis is coached by Neil Hill. And Neil Hill also lives in Boca. So those guys are there, and that gym is hardcore gym. And Flex is definitely one of those guys who train hard, and he pushes other people to do so. Now, Chris actually says that he's a classic physique, and he absolutely does look classic, but there is a comment down below that says that he's 250, and his legs don't look like he's classic. He looks big, and he's not a tall guy. He's quite short. I mean, not too short, but he's not tall. So 250 for him means that he's too big for classic. We don't know how would he look if he lost, I don't know, 25 pounds or something to fit the weight cap. I don't know how good would it be for him. Can he really dehydrate on this physique and lose like that much water? I don't know. I'm not sure. But take a look at this physique. This is absolutely insane. It's crazy. The size of the waist, the shape. Like, take a look at the hamstring, how popping it is, and the glute right there, and the details in the chest, and the shape of the chest, and the size of those arms compared to the shoulders, and then the shape of the bicep, the small neck as well, the small joints. Take a look at his wrists. It's all just insane. The V-taper here, the lats, the way they're popping. Wow, perfect lats physique. It's more perfect than Chris Bumstead's, probably. I don't know what would they look on stage compared one next to another, but this is just perfection. So yeah, I agree with Chris Asito. He should go for classic and try. I mean, maybe he's gonna look great if he loses those 25 pounds or something. Anyways, guys, whatever you think, whatever is on your mind, tell me down below in the comment section. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe for more videos like this. All the best, guys, and keep it old school.